So some of you guys might remember the story of this little girl by the name of Lori Paige. This is actually an update. This is a pretty much a final update in this story. It's extremely strange, but I think sometimes when karma comes and it happens like this, you get what you get and we move on. Justice is served, and justice is usually served cold. But this baby was harmed in the worst way possible by a person who you would never think would do something like this, her own father. But let me give you guys the final details in this saga of this story, of this angel that you guys see on my screen. We'll keep this short and brief. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. So we're getting our update from KGNS.TV. So that's where I'm getting my news article from. Tallahassee, Florida. A father in Florida accused of killing his 12-year-old daughter and SAing her, sexually assaulting her, rapinging his daughter, and allegedly impregnating her. I don't even have to say allegedly. I don't really even have to say that. This man sexually assaulted his daughter. That's the truth. RAPED'd his daughter and got her pregnant. 12. So this man died in jail. If y'all want to know his cause of death, here we go. That fool's name is Andrew Wiley, the father and suspected killer of Lori Paige. He died of natural causes resulting from a pulmonary embolism, a preliminary report from the medical examiner shows. And I'm going to just tell y'all, even if that wasn't the case, even if it was suspected foul play based on what he did, I wouldn't be mad if somebody went ahead and just accelerated his demise so that way he can get to hell a whole lot faster. So if that just happens to come out, I don't feel sorry for him at all. He dead, he in hell, he's getting to meet his maker because he's a fucking demon. The Mayo Clinic defines pulmonary embolism as a blood clot that blocks and stops blood flow to an artery and a lung. Wiley died in custody at the Leon County Detention Facility. His death comes 2 months after he was arrested and charged with second-degree murder in the death of his daughter. Authorities allege that Wiley killed the 12-year-old middle schooler June 1st of 2023 and dumped her body in a wooded area in Thomas County, Georgia the next day. Wiley reported his daughter missing on June 3rd that year, claiming she left home with her backpack sometime overnight while he was at work. Detectives pursued leads and conducted interviews across several states for nearly a year. Eventually, investigators say that they began to uncover inconsistencies in Wiley's original story. In February of 2024, detectives seized the phone from the father's home. The phone revealed questionable internet searches about remote areas with bodies of water in Alabama and Georgia, among other things. During an interview with State Attorney Jack Campbell Monday, he revealed that evidence indicates Andrew Wiley murdered his daughter after sexually assaulting and possibly getting her pregnant. He absolutely deserved a painful, horrible death. Flat out. That man deserved to be in a horrible car accident. This man deserves to go parachuting and hit the ground with no parachute coming out. This man deserves to go to space on an experimental rocket ship and having the thing come apart on him while he's in space. You know them people that went on Ocean Gate and they went down to the bottom of the ocean trying to look at the Titanic Why couldn't they have included him on that trip for free? And that poof, that implosion, he could have been on that, right? That's these type of people. Campbell also went on to say he believes the 36-year-old father acted alone based on evidence provided so far. It's possible that Lori's death was premeditated once her father realized he could not cover up the sexual assault, according to the attorney. Campbell also suggests that it's possible that Wiley and Lori had an altercation, making it more likely to be a crime of passion. I hate that word, and his daughter and all of that mixed together just sounds horrible. Prosecutors are unlikely to pursue the death penalty due to insufficient evidence of premeditation. It don't even matter because he went ahead and got the death penalty anyway, so it don't even matter. He said there is no way to know for certain what Lori's final hours were like. Despite public suspicion regarding the father's death, let me say that again because that's actually what I just said. Despite public suspicion regarding the father's death, Campbell said he currently has no reason or evidence to believe Andrew Wiley's death was anything other than natural. So, open and shut case. According to a family member, Andrew maintained his innocence until death, and I would hope that nobody ever opens that case or asks to re-examine his case or anything. He dead, he gone, he in hell, get him up out of here. Let me give you guys the fair usage, and that's the only justice that Lori Paige will get.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
In the memory of this baby, y'all do me a favor and share her story. Let more people see it. Let more people come to this and know what this baby went through. Her story deserves to be told, no matter how difficult it is to hear. We didn't have to go through what she went through and the death that she experienced by her own father, who was just a horrible, horrible person. So let's wrap this saga up.
Thank you for joining us at 6 tonight. I'm Julie Montanaro.
And I'm Jacob Murphy. Court records released this afternoon paint a disturbing picture, revealing the lengthy investigation into Lori Paige's disappearance and the discovery of her remains. Investigators believe her father, Andrew Wiley, killed her in June 2023, dumped her body in Thomas County, then reported her missing the next day.
Court records suggest that Lori's father may have been abusing her. Investigators found Lori's blood in the carpet of his car. Court documents say the father also purchased a one-way plane ticket from Jacksonville to Puerto Rico shortly after, when detectives suspect he dumped her body. Documents also say Wiley destroyed his electronics to try to conceal what he did.
Data found on one of Wiley's phones reveal internet searches the day he allegedly killed Lori. It includes a search for remote areas of Alabama and Georgia, bodies of water in the area, and driving directions there. Police say he also searched for bad neighborhoods in Tallahassee and, quote, Apalachicola National Forest dead body. The device also searched where do police look to find missing kids.
Phone records indicate Wiley traveled from his home through Tallahassee and Jefferson County before crossing the state line into Thomas County. Wiley's phone then logged a location in a field off Mitchell Road. Investigators later found Paige's remains within 100 feet of that spot.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 11, everybody. I'm Abby Walton. Zach has the night off. We start tonight with developing news. Andrew Wiley, the man accused of killing his daughter Lori Paige, is dead after having a medical emergency. The Leon County Sheriff's Office confirmed his death late this evening. According to LCSO, staff moved Wiley to their medical unit and attempted life-saving measures. They say the 36-year-old died a little after 5:30 this evening. A medical examiner will do an autopsy to determine the cause of his death. In April, Wiley was arrested in connection with his daughter's death and charged with second-degree murder. Court records detailed the alleged steps he took to dump Paige's body in South Georgia and possibly prepare to leave the country. Before investigators found her remains this year, the Griffin Middle School student had been missing since June of 2023.
Thank you for joining us here at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm Jacob Murphy. Julia's off this evening. Tonight, an investigation underway after a man accused of killing his daughter dies while in the Leon County Jail. Andrew Wiley died after a medical emergency last night, according to LCSO. Just 2 months ago, the sheriff's office announced his arrest, sharing the shocking news they had discovered the remains of his daughter, Lori Paige, in South Georgia. Paige had been presumed missing for almost 2 years, with billboards, signs, and search parties working to find her. Wiley was at the Leon County Jail, charged in Lori Paige's murder, awaiting trial when he died. Our Capital City correspondent Matt Hoffman joins us now from the jail. And Matt, you were there yesterday when you noticed something was off.
Yeah, that's right, Jake. We were here for an unrelated story when we saw literally just past those gates multiple fire trucks. That was a bit unusual, but there are some 1,000 detainees at any given time. When we asked, though, we learned of a surprising end to a long-running case. Police say Andrew Wiley killed his daughter, Lori Paige, and dumped her remains at a plantation in rural Georgia. He'll never face those allegations in court, though, after he died from a pulmonary embolism while at the Leon County Detention Facility, according to a preliminary autopsy report provided by the Leon County Sheriff's Office. Here's Margie Summers, a longtime paraprofessional and advocate for Lori Paige.
And there should be people crying in front of the media and begging for her return, and nothing's happening.
Authorities say Wiley's death was natural. His brother, Antoine Wiley, said he maintained his innocence until his death. Summers isn't buying it. For a long time, she didn't believe Paige's father was the one who killed her, but she does now.
I've tried to think of how else his ping could be in the exact place of her bones, and I have not been able to come up with one.
Summers said she met with Andrew Wiley on multiple occasions. While police say Paige was already dead, she didn't know that at the time, and she encouraged Andrew Wiley to speak out. Looking back, she believes his behavior was suspicious.
One of the times I met him was like months after she'd been missing, and I said, we're still looking, we're never going to give up. And he met us at one of the searches, and I was like, we're still looking. And I thought I was comforting him. He was probably thinking, lady, please stop. You know, but I didn't think it was him.
Summers says justice has been served, but she also says Wiley's death leaves many unanswered questions. Now, those fire trucks were just where we had shown you earlier, but just literally feet away, you're looking at the medical examiner's office where that autopsy was conducted.
Then the question became why. Tonight, we have an answer that's very tough to take. The state attorney says Wiley sexually assaulted 12-year-old Lori. Our Matt Hoffman was the first to speak with Jack Campbell today after Wiley's death in jail last week. Matt?
Yeah, you know, you said it, Jacob. The state attorney told us that Andrew Wiley's actions mean the motive for killing Lori Paige was likely sexual assault. The state attorney also revealed for the first time that Andrew Wiley was being treated for an STD at the time of Lori Paige. The criminal case against Andrew Wiley is now over after he died in jail on June 19th. State Attorney Jack Campbell said the investigation is also over unless new information comes to light. Right now, the evidence suggests Wiley acted alone.
Unfortunately, deal every year with sexual abuse, where people do impregnate children and even their own children. If he had gotten her pregnant, if he had given her a venereal disease, those would be hard things to explain.
Andrew Wiley's brother told us he planned to defend himself at trial. The defense was going to say that Lori Paige was seen after police said she died. Campbell, though, said the evidence against Andrew Wiley is strong.
Were there signs that she was suffering? Yes. Is there somebody who I feel is responsible for not catching it? No one else other than Andrew Wiley was responsible for what happened to Lori Paige.
Prosecutors considered charging him from the outset, even without recovering Paige's body. But a so-called no-body murder case would have been difficult.
That's the possibility that he could have, instead of killing her, he could have injected her and put her into a human trafficking area.
Prosecutors said this was likely never going to be a death penalty case because they just can't say precisely what happened to Lori Paige in the final hours of her life.
You know, the biggest evidence in the case was his phone leading us to this plantation where her body was eventually found, which really doesn't make any sense that he would be there at that time in that area, other than him disposing of her body.
Now, the state attorney told us he has, of course, heard the conspiracy theories around Andrew Wiley's in custody death. Though he said he will consider any new evidence, but he also says he trusts the medical examiner who found the cause of death was natural and due to a pulmonary embolism. For now,
either way it goes, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's some level of justice. He's out of here. And like I say, if you believe in torture spiritually after this life, especially once you've done something this extremely heinous and messed up, then he's going to get his just due in the afterlife. So he's down there at the bottom. He's down there, and eventually going to end up in the lake of fire. So it is what it is. Lori Paige, Princess, R.I.P. This is the only justice she's going to get. So, you know, keep the family and in your thoughts and your prayers with this whole wild, crazy situation. But that's going to wrap us up with this story and this saga. So I think I got a playlist for it. I will add this to the playlist, and this will be the final update on this story. And that's going to be at the end of it. Okay. Thank you.